えはいつも私の胸になんでだろうあなたを選んだ私ですもう止まらない運命様から決められたけど I believe 真似だけじゃつまらないの You be nice 感じるまま感じることだけをするよ冒険でしょでしょ本当が嘘に変わる世界で夢があるから強くなるのよ誰のためじゃない一緒に来てくださいどこまでの自由な私を見てよね明日過去になった今日の今が奇跡掴もう未来を I believe you
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another
Hi.
episode of Who's That Anime? And as you may know, we're talking about the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Suzumiya?
You nailed it. Nailed it.
Oh my god, I nailed it.
Yep.
That's what?
Out the gate, you nailed it.
How
So we
many?
can take our foot off the gas now.
Oh yeah. How many episodes is this?
Mm,
5?
actually, I think this might be 5. I'm just going to verify this. Yes, this will be the 5th recording of this. So having now discussed this anime for around 5 hours, we can pronounce the name correctly. So times are good.
It's rubbing off on us. Anyway, so as always, should put this disclaimer in. We are not watching it in chronological order, as it is on Funimation, but in rather the broadcast order, which
Yeah.
makes it.
You got to be
Mhm.
you got to be careful on Funimation because you don't want the next episode to start by accident and then it's not the one you're supposed to be watching.
Well, very much so. It's very much the case in this anime. This broadcasting of it. Anyway, this episode makes it really interesting because we're watching it in broadcast order. Because
So the first episode up is Someday in the Rain.
yes, which is what, episode 9?
It will be episode 9, but in the chronological order, this is episode 28, which is the last episode.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you how disappointed I would be if this was the last episode?
It makes more sense than when you get through it all.
I guess, but I mean, we're going to talk about it, but yeah, this, spoiler alert, this first episode's dull. It's real dull.
That's sometimes in the rain, man. It's like a rainy day.
Yeah, but it's definitely not how I'd want my show to go out.
Only if you watch in the chronological order, it's kind of the way the show goes out.
Yeah, like not with a bang, but with a whimper. Just kind of, I guess.
I'm not sure. I think it might lead on up to the movie.
Oh, maybe that's right. There's a movie to this, isn't there?
Yeah,
The disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. I can't do it. Sorry, we've shot our load on that one already and got the name right once. So hooray!
You have to use that term.
I shouldn't have. But I've done it now and I can't take it back. It's too late.
It's too late. Yeah,
Too late.
Can't
Can't put that one back in the box.
No.
No pun intended either. So moving on. We're going to talk about 2 episodes, and the first one, as we said, is called Someday in the Rain. For us, this is episode 9, and for those of it watching in the broadcast order, it's episode 9. For those watching in the chronological order, it is 28, the last episode, which, as I said, bit dull. I mean, this is literally an episode about them chilling out and doing nothing.
Pretty much. You can't have all the what is it? Keon does say a line and say, "We can't have excitement every day, but have some chill time."
Yes, it definitely makes sense to make the your anime about the times when there's nothing going on.
Yeah. Well, people are invested in the characters now.
They are, but like, correct me if I'm wrong, but filler content is what people hate.
I don't know. This is filler. It seemed
It
quite
feels
relevant.
like it.
Feels quite. Yeah. So it harks back to start of the episode is basically Keon and everyone's in the clubhouse without Harry.
Yep.
And then they're chilling out and going, yeah, it's quite bad. Don't need the excitement all the time in our lives. It's all good. And then Harry comes in and goes, "Oh, it's also come up to winter, and
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
quite cold in the room." And Harry goes, Keon, go and get this heater that I got from that guy we did the advert for during our movie
From episode 1.
from the broadcast author episode 1.
Yes.
Has that now passed in the actual anime?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. In the chronological order, I don't think so. Chronological order, nope. That would be episode 21.
That's
In the
21.
chronological order. So we're halfway there.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so that's what's happened. So Keon is hustled out the room, leaving Mayuki?
Mikuru
Mikuru
and Yuki
and Yuki and
and
what's
Koizumi.
Koizumi all in the room.
Yep.
And Hurry's basically went, "Alright, now he's gone. Time to get some sexy photos of you." For the DVD.
Yeah. For the DVD extras. Or, well, no. First, we're going to release a photo book. And then it's like, oh, but wait, an even better idea. What if we just put these into the DVD extras? And I like that Koizumi, his contribution to that conversation is, that sounds like a great idea. Oh, actually, this is maybe even better idea. What do you think, Koizumi? That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. You sort of missed the part where Kyon is like heavily protesting about the fact that he has to walk down a hill, that he then has to walk back up, that he then has to walk back down again as soon as he's back.
Yeah.
He's not thrilled about that.
Walking down hill's easy.
Yeah, he's got to do it twice. He's complaining about nothing.
Yeah, complaining about nothing. So anyway, yeah, so basically Huri's making Mikuru.
Yep.
Oh Jesus. All right. Making her change into costumes and taking pictures of her. As you do.
Yeah.
And Poisonme is just basically helping out and just going, yeah, sure. And Yuki's just sitting there reading the book.
He's sort of an accessory to sexual assault, is what we're saying.
Yeah, because Mikuru. Mikuru?
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep thinking it's not.
Mikuru, it's Miss Asahina. Mikuru Asahina, I think, is her name, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, Mikuru Asahina, Itsuki Koizumi, and Yuki Nagato, Miss Nagato.
Yeah, Yuki Nagato. So anyway, yeah. So basically, he's helping, providing light to all these pictures and such. and Yuki's reading the book. She has to get changed to different costumes. She started with her main costume, as that's all is what she's got to wear. Eventually going to like a nurse's uniform and stuff. And anyway, what's his name? Leaves the room every time she changes. And the most important part of this episode, he walks out and is slightly disappointed that his tea is cold. The most important part of this episode.
Yep.
No one likes a cold brew. Except Americans with iced tea.
It's
What's that?
Yeah, that's true. They like the wrap, like, you know, the iced tea, and then also, but depending on which part of America you come from, iced tea might be sweet or not.
What? That's even more confusing to me now.
Sweetened iced tea is actually quite nice.
That's because you're just drinking sugar, man.
Pretty much, yeah. But the we should also state she is in a frog costume at one point.
She gets thrown a frog hat at her.
No, but she's like wearing a full frog costume.
I don't remember being put into that. I just remember that the hat is thrown at her.
No, she's legit wearing a full frog costume at one point.
Right. I must have missed that in my efforts to stay engaged.
And you tell me this is the most important episode.
I'm saying this is the most important episode because they mentioned the tea got cold.
Fair enough.
That's the most important.
Fair enough.
That's what matters. Anyway, I do like the when basically she's getting forced to change into different outfits. That Koizumi leaves the room, and then they do like a clever like camera shot where Yuki gets up and stares at a bookshelf, and there's a gap in the bookshelf, and she basically stares there and blocks enough so you don't see anything behind her. Maybe an arm or leg. It's
pretty clever, actually. Like because normally it's like her whole face that's blocking it, and then at one point, she does stand up and like you're still showing this. It's just Yuki's head, and then she like puts a book in the space. You're like, oh no, I see how this is going. Yeah, it was pretty entertaining, but there's really not much more to that than that.
No, no, not much more than that. And then he catch Keon going down, just watching him.
Yep.
Put thoughts, thinking about stuff, moaning.
Yeah. I would argue that that's probably one of the more interesting parts of the episode, is just him kind of thinking to himself about his situation and the weather, and he has to get on the two subway stops, I think it is, or something like that as well, before he gets to the store where he meets the guy who's like, oh, here's the heater I promised. You know, I hear that there's going to be another movie. He's like, oh, for God's sake. It's like, is that true? He's like, well, if Haruhi says it is, then yeah, there's probably going to be another movie. I guess. Consider this heater my down payment on like endorsing this new cinematic wonder. You're like, yep, okay. Has the business improved since we did that advertising? No, not really. It might be worse than ever. Oh, it's probably our own fault for putting an advertisement for an electronics store in a student project cinema instead of like actually anywhere where people might see it.
Probably.
It's a pretty like damning sequence with the whole concept that for some reason the store owner is just like, yeah, another movie would be great. Like, you yeah, no, you're not getting anything out of this really. Although I do like what is it he says? How are the lovely young ladies from the movie? And he says, oh, they're fine. The energetic one is annoying me though. Or something like that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. And then he's carrying the heater all the way back, and turns out it's only been 6 months. So the entire
Yeah.
anime spans 6 months, apparently.
Yep.
Because that's the last episode.
6 months since he first met Haruhi.
Yep, and he meets his classmates, the two blokes, like you see in the first episode.
That's right.
And they were like, "Oh, out running errands, I see you again for Haruhi." It's like, God damn it, I'm pegged.
Yeah. Every time, those guys are like the natural bookend to this whole show. It's like, yep, these guys are clearly the important thing in this episode.
Yeah.
To show you, it's like, oh yeah, you're whipped, right? You'll just do anything she asks. I guess. Whatever. See you later. He just really does not care.
Yeah, and then Mikuru's friend appears, the energetic one.
Yep.
She was like, "Oh, I need to speak to Mikuru to get out some clinges tomorrow. Where are they?" And and Yuki doesn't really say anything. He goes, "All right, cool. I'll go and find them."
She just points. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, they're like over there, I guess. Just leave me the hell alone.
Yeah.
I am busy.
Another interesting point in this episode is they've had a whole 2 minute segment of Yuki sitting down reading a book.
Yeah.
It lasted 2 minutes with a radio on, I assume.
It was, yeah, there was like some dialogue about some crazy stuff that I can't even remember.
Yeah, it was like some acting or something like that, and people are shouting stuff. I think that's actually outside, because you hear it in another part of the episode. I think
Jeez.
it's maybe in the
It is weird
corridor.
because I thought something was wrong. I was
Yeah,
like watching it, like, I've been here a long time. Is this like looping or is this like some sort of commentary on time travel or like what is this? It's like, no, it's just an extra long scene of Yuki reading a book
yeah,
and being around, I guess.
out of focus, not being part of it.
Yep,
Yeah,
very odd.
and Mikuru's friend finally meets up with her in the corridor.
Yep.
And wholeheartedly agrees to be part of the picture process too.
And Haruhi seems thrilled about it as well. She doesn't like without skipping a beat is just like super into taking photos of both of them instead.
Yeah. Well,
So
she was in the movie.
that's true. She was. I forgot about that. Was she the mean girl in the movie?
She was the girl who got turned into a zombie and had to attack Mikuru or something like that. And then also was her friend, but she wasn't at school at the time when they shot that, and it was kind of out of sequence.
Oh,
And Keon commented on that. Because, like,
oh, sorry, but speaking of Keon, and it's
Uh-huh.
been really annoying me
Uh-huh.
because every time I hear his voice, I'm just like, oh, he's just so bitter. And then I realize I'm like, I recognize that voice. Like I'm sure I recognize that voice from somewhere. So I was like, I'm gonna scroll through his Wikipedia entry and find out who the hell this person is. And I'm like raking through entry after entry, and it's like it's probably not anime. It's probably from a game or from a TV show in the West or something like that. And I'm looking through them all. And I'm like, no, it's none of these. Like I've played these things before, but that's not why I recognize him. Or I've watched this TV show, but that's not what it's from. It's like maybe it is an anime. And I start to scroll back, like from the most recent to the oldest, and all of a sudden I get to it, and it's like, oh, wait, he was the voice of Alucard in Hellsing in the English dub, in both of them, in Hellsing and in Ultimate Hellsing. It's like finally that's clicked in my head because it's really been bugging me. I'm so sure I know this guy's voice, but I was convinced that I was just conflating it with something else until actually I think the next episode when I heard him say a couple of things, I was like, no, he must be in something I've seen before. There you have it.
Yeah.
He was in those.
He was in Helsing.
Yep, one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was alright. Kind of watched it there. It was on Netflix now. in the UK.
Yeah, is it Ultimate Hellsing? Yeah, that's on Netflix, I think.
Possibly, certainly, he's fighting Nazis.
I mean, that's both.
Oh, is that
It's
both?
just that Ultimate Hellsing, as I understand it, because the manga was written, actually follows the manga. Whereas the
Ah,
original one, like there was maybe one book at that point, and then they made a whole show about it, and it kind of veers off course.
that
They're
seems
both good, but
quite structured.
yeah.
So maybe it was the manga one. Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. He kind of gets back to the club room with the
Mhm.
heater. Yuki's there. And he goes, "Oh, it's just you," because he was looking forward to getting some tea from Mikuru.
That's right.
Uh, and says, "Where's the other ones?" And she also says she doesn't know at this time now. And so he just kind of sets up the heater and falls asleep.
Yep,
That's essentially it.
it really does.
Haruhi is actually also taking videos of Mikuru doing jumps and landing on her ass and twirling things.
Yeah,
The
this is a weird sequence that I was kind of grossed out by.
oh, the
It just didn't seem right.
are in their gym shorts and
Yeah,
failing to
it's
jump
like
the horse.
it's like now that we've catered for just the general horniness of like some sort of buxom teen. What we're going to do now is we're going to appeal to some very specific fetishes, like you falling on your ass or you
So
jumping up and down. It's like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. Why is it going this way? Why is
because
this such a focal point of this show?
Kian's not around to stop it all because no one else says no to her.
That's true. He's asleep, so
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
and also wasn't there as
Before,
Harry's
yeah,
Harry's plan.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. So anyway, he's asleep, and then he wakes up. Much to Harry's agastment as she puts her cardigan on his back, I think.
No, she takes her cardigan back.
Yeah, but she puts it there in the first place. And I think she puts it
Yeah,
on, and he gets up and goes, "Oh, hey, Harry, what are you doing here?" Type thing. It was like, well, can't. I got to lock up this room and makes all these random excuses.
yep, for waiting around, and
Yeah.
everyone else is now gone, of course.
Also, she was aghast when he wakes up. Oh no!
Oh,
So it's not totally certain like vibes there right there for
no.
romance.
Of course, he also does say, "You didn't write on my face again, did you?" I think is one of the first things he says when he wakes up.
Yeah. And she's aghast
So
by that.
I don't know if there's an incident that we haven't seen yet where he gets his face drawn on, but I do look forward to that.
I can see it happening. She denies she would do it, of course. Well, I
She
would
does,
never do that.
of course.
Uh,
But also, like he's wearing a second sweater that turns out to be Mikuru's, so he puts that back on the chair, and they kind of just get up to leave,
Hmm.
but realize, of course, that it's still tipping it down with rain outside.
Yeah, because we never mentioned that it started raining.
Yeah, it's been raining since Keon was on his way back. Basically, it's been raining constantly, and that's probably one of the reasons he fell asleep was he put the heater on, got really warm and comfy, and dried out.
To the point, yeah.
Yeah,
Fell asleep. And then he done a brawler, so they shared a brawly when they left the school, and then he went, "Hey, wait, this is school property." So and it's like, they won't mind.
yeah, and then just says, "Well, if you don't want it, I'll have it," and runs away with it instead.
Yeah, and he was like, "Wait, come back," and then it's
Sort of playfully runs after her in a way.
yeah, and it's setting the scene of romancing and happiness
I
and
guess.
all the goodness. Well, I don't know. If you turn around and pulls her bottom eyelid open, sticks her tongue out.
Well, that's right. It's the universal sign.
Yep, the universal sign of pulling your bottom eyelid down and sticking your tongue out. What
Yep.
is it all about?
Anime's weird.
don't know if that's Japanese thing or just an anime thing. Anyway, and that's the end of the episode. The end of the last episode.
At the end of the show. Good
I
night,
th-
folks.
yeah. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed this episode. In
What
a
do you
weird way.
rate it then?
I don't know. I can't really know. Oh, it was good. It's a nice, relaxing episode of fun, gleeful, no mystery, no excitement, no nothing. That's a nice kind of like rainy day episode. I'll go with a 6.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
I'm not excited by much.
I am gonna go with a 5
Yeah,
for the reason said there. Nothing.
nothing. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
The bits that were there were entertaining enough, but yeah, it's pretty dull. And I think I would, if put it this way, I think if we'd been watching it in the chronological order, I would definitely not have rated that high. I actually think some of these episodes are going to be rated differently due to the order we're watching it in, because like I think like the very first episode we watched, that was the where they filmed the movie, I actually think I would rate higher now, knowing the stuff I know, than I did at the start. But in this one, I think if I'm glad it's done now, because if it wasn't, I think I'd be pissed.
Really?
That's how the anime ended. I could like I'd be happy if like the last third of an episode was like that, where like everything chilled out and just we went our ways, which is fine. But dedicating an entire like coming back to it and going, it's like, and here's the last episode, and what are we doing this week? It's like, well, we're gonna hang about, and Kyon's gonna go buy a heater. So he's just gonna go pick it up, and then it's gonna rain. Maybe some photos get taken, and then he's gonna come back and fall asleep, and then he's gonna wake up, and then he's gonna go home. Series over. No thanks.
I don't.
No.
No.
I mean, it's like I get it. I get its place. Like I understand that it's hinting at more and showing that things have changed and the progression and the characterization and the comfort that they find in each other and things like that, which is fine, like I say, but I just don't think it needs an entire episode to tell me that. Like a half an episode would have been fine.
I like the 2 minutes of Yukina reading a book. That was a great
So
bit.
there's like another thing is like, so there's a whole sequence there that you basically extended this season by an episode to create some stuff. Like, to be fair though, like obviously this episode is the last episode in the chronological order, but this was made before the second season.
Yeah.
So like it was made to be watched in this order, which I think makes it okay.
Yeah,
because
so
it couldn't have been made to be watched in the other order unless they had always planned to have a second season in that way. But I don't know if they would have done that.
um,
Maybe they
it's
did a vague idea.
it's kind of hard to say because the second season came out in 2009.
Yeah, like 6. What is it? 3 years later.
3 years
later.
Yeah, because that episode aired apparently in Japan in May 28th, 2006 first.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it was aired on the 9th of October in 2009.
In the full run.
In the full run of it, yeah.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I don't. I just don't imagine, because the thing is like, even if they had meant that to be chronologically the last thing that happened, it still couldn't have been viewed in that order watching the first season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's cross purpose there. Anyway,
wait. How many?
Coming from that episode
Yeah.
to the next episode.
Uh-huh.
This is where it gets interesting.
Okay. Wait. Oh, I'm just looking at Wikipedia and looking at the orders that they got in here. They got like 4 different orders for the episodes.
Oh yeah, there's like the DVD releases when the first season was out on DVD, when the second season was out on DVD. The chronological order and the broadcast order are 4 different orders.
Yeah, so if we watched it like the DVD order, that would have been episode 14. Been the last one of the first season.
So there you go. Like it seems like they've kind of retroactively. It's like, yeah, this seems like it would be the last episode. It's like because it is the last episode, but man, don't do it. Don't do it. This is the one time I feel like the broadcast order has made the most sense.
Yeah. So anyway, you were saying we're on to the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya Part 4.
Did it again?
Oh, wow,
You got the name right.
Rolls off my tongue now, man.
Breezed right through it. So yeah, we're on part 4 now. We finally made it to part 4.
Which would be episode 4 in chronological order.
Yeah. So we're now in episode 10. This would have been episode 4. So we would have got a lot of the information that was going on here at that point. So this episode, I'm trying to even remember how this actually starts. Like not for some reason, I know very much why I remember the bit I remember about this episode. But it sort of starts off. It starts off with Haruhi trying to become some sort of child pornographer by putting Mikuru's pictures online for everyone to see.
Oh no!
No, is that this one?
No, I think it starts off with they come into the classroom, and Kion, Haruhi's not.
She's depressed.
She's depressed in some sort of way, yeah. And
You're right.
That other person, the popular girl in the class.
Ryoko, I think her name is. Ryoko Asakura.
What is Ryoko? Why is the popular girl always called Ryoko?
She's the class president or something like that, no?
I can't remember, but she was like the popular one, and episode 2 or 3 of the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya is basically she denotes Kion as like the go between her and Haruhi.
Yeah, because if no one else can talk to her, you can do it, right? So
yeah, you do it. Yeah.
Since you can do it, nobody else has to.
Yeah, pretty much. So she's depressed, and she's there trying to cheer her up, and she was like, "I don't really care," type thing. And then Kion comes in and then talks to her, and she's depressed. Over what? Oh, she was out walking again. She was out walking around this train station again to look for train events.
She walked the same paths that they'd walked in the previous episode, part 3.
Mm-hmm.
And she was tired and her legs hurt, and she didn't find anything.
Yeah, she was hot.
Yep. Oh, she wants to be changed into her summer uniform now.
Yeah, because it's getting that time.
Yep.
A year. I think later Kion basically says that he got a note in his shoe locker, saying that he's got asked someone to meet him in 5 after all the kids gone.
Yep.
Away from school. And then they go back to the club room. And then he's sitting there going da da da, and Haruhi comes in and starts to upload all these pictures of thing. And he notices that she was doing this is because he walked to the window and turned around saying, "What the hell is this?" type thing.
Yep.
And she said, "Well, I'm uploading them to the website to do this," and he was like, "No, no, you're not.
You can't do that. She will literally pass out and die if you do that."
Yeah, not to mention it's really bad to do that.
It's really illegal.
Yeah.
Like really illegal.
Yeah.
I don't feel great having seen those photos of a cartoon character.
He seemed to like, all right, well, we'll delete them, but doesn't delete them. He stores them in his own folder on the computer.
Oh, he puts them in a folder, I'm pretty sure, called Mikuru
Yeah,
on the desktop of Haruhi's computer.
yeah.
Because she'll never look there.
She'll never look.
She'll never look there.
She just. I like the look she gives them when she's kind of like lecturing her that this is a bad idea and she shouldn't do it. It's just a blank stare, like.
Yeah, which is met with eventually like, fine,
And then
I guess.
don't know if she saw him saving the pictures into the Mikuru folder, because straight after that, she goes, right, I'm going home. See you later.
Yeah, she's pissed off.
Yeah. And there was a talk.
As an aside,
Uh-huh.
talking about photos that you might find in a folder in someone's computer. At my work, at a job I used to have, there we had a shared drive where like everybody had, a folder that was the number 4 and then their name, so that they could go in and save files and things like that. And one of the guys I worked with, he left, and we were like, oh, I wonder what he kept in his shared drive. So I was like, well, I'll click on it, and open the folder, and there's just a folder called Pictures of Willie. It was like, what? No. Okay, and it was like, well, me opening this folder is very much going to be a shame on me situation if this is what it's supposed to be. And I open it, and it's just hundreds of pictures of groundskeeper Willie from The Simpsons. He'd like taken the time to create this archive of pictures of Willie, groundskeeper Willie, and kept them on the shared drive for people to find after he'd left.
Yeah, essentially like pictures of Willie, and you're like, what? I'm not sure how well that localism travels around the world.
Yeah, it's basically pictures of Dick.
Yeah.
They make that joke in The Simpsons sometimes, right?
I assume they probably have, but
Where like groundskeeper
people...
Willie will be saying, "That's the last time you abuse your Willie," or something like that. I'm sure that's been said before, right? That's the thing. Or no, in fact, no. There's a Simpsons joke specifically that is the Halloween episode that is the ripoff of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, that one,
it's the one where Homer turns up at the school because it's the 13th hour of the 13th day of the 13th month, because they're there to discuss the purchase of the faulty school calendars because it's Smarch.
Yep.
And there's the thermometer logo with a sign on it, with a written note on it that says "Do not touch," and then it's signed by Willie. But Homer just reads it, "Do not touch Willie." He says, "Good advice." So like, I feel like that's known, right?
It must be known. Yeah, it must be known. Just in case, there's also that. Also, the plant is in, at least in this country, called Sticky
Willie.
Yeah,
Sticky Willie.
It's just basically a plant that sticks you.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't even. I know that's colloquial. It has to be. God willing, it has to be. But I don't even know what the real name of it is. And I'm not going to Google it. So there's just no way. I am not. I'm going to dodge that bullet right now. Not Google that with Safe Search off.
I can't recommend doing that. Yeah, search for
Don't do it. Don't do it.
For Sticky Willow. Sticky Willie.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Totally do it. Don't do it.
I'm definitely not going to do it.
We cannot condone the actions.
No. So, as you were saying, sorry, I interrupted. You go ahead.
We got on a tangent and now I can't remember. But yeah, basically, her look there. I was going to state the conversation in the classroom. It was also about boyfriends and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he's basically saying, like, why don't you find a boyfriend to do something, like to go and look for espers and aliens and ghosts? Because at least that would be two birds with one stone. It would be a date and something you're interested in.
Yeah.
It's a great offense to. She's really not interested in that idea at all.
Yep. That's because she's into him.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's totally into him.
Oh, of course she is. It's like the whole show.
Yeah.
But he hates her.
He doesn't hate
doesn't.
her.
But he is really annoyed by her.
Constantly. Yeah.
It's a very Marmite type relationship.
Yes. Another
Sure.
Another
Everybody
colloquialism.
knows what Marmite is. Everybody knows what Marmite is.
No, I don't think so, man.
Kids, ask your parents about Marmite.
Oof.
Everybody knows what Marmite is. I swear. They just have to.
It's wrong on so many levels. I hate Marmite. It's horrible.
I don't like Marmite, but I sure do like Twiglets, which are basically crisps covered in Marmite. So I don't understand.
That's why
why.
I don't like. That's why I don't like it. Anyway, yeah. So basically, that was a thing. So she goes away, and then everyone else kind of leaves the club room. It's turned up. Oh, and as she leaves, Mikuru appears. And I don't know if there's a bit of tension there or not.
Oh, there's definitely tension there.
Yeah, so this is why it makes me think that she saw him doing that with the pictures.
I was just about to say exactly the same thing. You're 100% right. It's almost like she doesn't actually want to post those pictures. She just wants to gauge his reaction to the situation, and two, how he actually copes with it.
Yeah. I coped in it in the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, he coped with it in a very sort of horny teenage boy sort of way.
Very much so that. And it's
fair enough.
Even 6 months later, it's still the same.
Yep.
Right. So he goes and meets the person who left the message, because he was like, "Oh, it's not Mikuru. She wouldn't be like that." And Yuki Kei did it, but it wasn't her handwriting this time. It won't be Haruhi, because she would drag me by my collar.
That's right.
As demonstrated later in the episode. Anyway.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. So basically, he goes and meets this person. It turns out to be the Ryoko.
Yep.
Who's like, "I'm kind of bored with watching Haruhi, and you must die. I want to see the action and see what happens."
It is like, that is a conversation, right? It just she just sort of rambles and rambles and rambles. She's like, if you could do something to change a thing to make it more interesting, shouldn't you do it? And he's like, I don't see where you're going. Like, he's like, what do you mean? She's like, well, if I could make a big difference and change something about the world, I should do that, shouldn't I? He's like, I mean, maybe, I guess. It's like, okay, well, because what I want to do, as you said, is like, I really want Haruhi not to be bored, because I kind of want to see how she would react if you maybe died.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stab you now. Just pulls out a fucking dagger and swings for him.
Yeah. Cuts his tie off.
So that's the great part, is there's a really great reaction to this as well. Is because he's like, "Whoa, is that a fake knife?" He says as he's not wearing a tie anymore.
Yeah, rubber knife.
It's so good.
So this is real. Gonna kill you.
And of course, he, as you would any normal human being, at that point is like, "Well, screw this noise. I'm going to leave," and heads for the door. But when he heads for the door disappears, and all of a sudden, they're not in the classroom anymore as such.
They're in the classroom. They're in a wall.
But it's different.
Well, there's no doors.
There's no doors, and everything's been ripped to bits.
That's only after a bit more fighting.
Yeah, you're right. But essentially, it sort of comes to the foray that she is sort of like Yuki, I think, is the she's a data thing.
Entity.
Yes.
Just like the cockroach camel
Camel cricket.
cricket in the other episode that we watched. Yeah,
Episode 7.
episode 7. And yeah, so yeah, she's controlling that world at the moment. Says, you can't escape me. I control the world, blah blah blah, chopping him up, and he's throwing things. It's like, I control everything, and stops the chair getting flung at her, and then she just kind of like freezes him, and then
She's like, I should have done this right from the start.
Yeah.
Really should have. Like, it would have made this so much easier.
It would have been. And then she's lunging for him, and she's just about to cut him up into pieces, and then a crack appears in the world, and Yuki appears in it.
Yep.
And goes, "You're malfunctioning."
Yep. But she catches the dagger in her hand.
Yeah.
And there's like blood everywhere.
Yep. Blood everywhere. And she's like, can't do that. Can't, you're not going to hurt him. You're not going to kill him. We're not doing, can't you do this? You're malfunctioning. I'm going to end your data connection.
Yeah, she's like, it's a data integration thought entity is the big thing that owns both Yuki and Ryoko. And yeah, like I think Ryoko's supposed to be there as Yuki's backup.
Yeah, she says you're a backup unit. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like, we're just going to shut you down, and then the blade starts to disappear. And she's like, oh, but I've kind of don't need to listen to that. I'm just gonna keep existing and try and kill you, so that I can kill him.
Yeah, because I control this world, and you can't defeat me in this world. So Yuki's kind of throwing things up, blah blah, kicking Kion in the face and stuff to get him out of the way.
She knees him in the face.
Yeah,
it's very.
And then knocks him down to the ground, says, "Stay behind me," and then trips him up.
Yep, and I like the fact that her trainers say Yuki on the back of them.
Let's say Nagito.
Oh, is it Nagato? Sorry, yeah. I was going to say it's definitely a name. I appreciate that subtle detail.
Yeah, I assume you get them. You'd have to have that on your shoes. Make sure you don't lose them.
Yeah, in school and in a place where you'll take your shoes off to wear slippers. You're right.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Anyway, so she's there, getting kind of like getting beaten up. Actually, she gets multiple things through her body.
They're like table legs or chair legs or something, all like pierce her like right the way through.
Yeah.
And she's sort of again blood everywhere to the point where now Kion is covered in blood as well. And he's like, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, it's like not even critical. I'm good.
Yeah,
this is fine. But a flesh wound.
Yeah.
And then sort of receives what might be more of a killing blow by a very large daggery thing that just cuts right through the center of her.
Yeah, a big light thing. And she was like, haha, that's it, it's done. You're done for now. And she's hacked into the world and changed it to a desert formation, just like where the camel cricket, background. And Ryoko kind of disappears. And then the world returns back to normal as Yuki's lying on the ground bleeding out, essentially.
Yeah.
And Kion is like, thanks, are you okay? It's fine, I've got to repair this classroom first. And he's kind of holding her in a way, and then his classmate comes in.
Yep.
And goes, I forgot my bag. Oh, hang on, I'll leave you to. Alright. It's not what you think. Not what you think. We didn't do anything.
I did love the part where she's like literally bleeding all over the place, and it's like you need to get some help, and she's like, no, I need to fix this first. There's some stuff to do.
I'm okay. I'm not critical.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Yeah, so that's like that came out of nothing, that scene, and it was really good. It was a pretty entertaining scene. So
Yeah, I mean, all you knew of the other person was like she was a popular kid in class and didn't seem to, you know, I don't know, gel with Hurry, even though. But then she was like, "Ha, I'm a data entity too," type thing.
I mean, I suppose that the kind of the clue in all of that is she just seemed to be very like, I know she's class president and maybe like sort of class morale is probably one of the things that sort of comes under, but she seemed very interested in Harui, like very, very interested. And you know, when she wasn't able to get through, you know, it was like definitely making sure that someone else can,
Yeah,
because you know, it's to see the interaction that she has to learn from her.
yeah.
So
She's definitely definitely was interested. I don't know if it was like, oh, we need to kind of be friends with her type thing and be all good and friendly and join the club. But no, it wasn't that.
I think, and of course, then she's dead now. Oh, although sorry, transferred away
Oh, it's
mysteriously
that was
the next
a
day.
that was a good actual comment. It's like Keon was like, "Oh shit, what am I going to do?" So it's okay. I'll just make her say that she's been transferred. It's like that's not what I was meaning. I mean,
Yeah,
like you're bleeding out. Then he makes and he makes a comment also about how he prefers Yuki without the glasses because he
that's
doesn't.
right. Because she forgot to reinitiate the glasses on her face,
Yeah, and he doesn't have a glasses fetish.
which of course she then says, "What is a glasses fetish?" And he's like, "What? No, never mind. That's nothing."
Yeah.
Whoops,
Don't say that. Oh,
idiot. But
yeah.
I guess that does explain, you know, then the parts where we've seen beyond this, where she doesn't wear glasses, like why that's a thing. Because
Yeah.
that's a continued trend, is it not?
Uh, yeah, I think she wears glasses sometimes and sometimes not.
I guess it's just more of that thing of like it puts a reasoning behind why she sometimes doesn't wear glasses. So
Yeah, yeah. So goes goes the next day now.
yep,
And next day is essentially he gets another note in his foot locker, and here he's
yep,
and the class the homeroom teacher basically tells him that what's her name's suddenly transferred.
yep. And
And like
everyone's like, "What? That doesn't make any sense."
yeah, and Harry was like, "Oh, mystery." Her eyes lights up.
Which is interesting because, like, whether she meant it or not, but Ryoko, when she was talking to uh, Harui at the start when she was depressed, she said, "You know, I'm sure something will come along to change our lives soon."
Yeah,
And it's like, oh yeah, it did. Not in the way you meant, but it did.
yeah, yeah. Because Harry did say, "I want something weird to happen, make something interesting," and she was like, "Yeah, that might be a good thing, but not in a bad way, surely." Type thing.
Yes,
Even though
yes, not
she
definitely not a bad way.
no, even though she's out to kill Keon. Maybe
Yeah.
it was Harry's willed it.
Well, so there's that is another point. Who knows?
Who
I
knows?
hadn't even considered that. I hadn't even considered that.
I mean, she storms away in the huff and obviously very upset with him.
Although I would argue maybe not, because I don't think she knows what the data things are.
Unless she's the one controlling them all.
Oh god. Oh wait, unless she's the data integration thing
Yeah.
who actually sent Yuki. And oh wait, unless she's a consciousness. Oh my god. So she's a consciousness that exists
Hmm?
out with that thing that is her, but is not also is her elsewhere?
Why not?
Or so is that she's a manifestation of the data integration thing, or is the integration thing a manifestation of Haruhi?
Oh, I don't know, man. Chicken before the egg. She could easily, she could easily done that because she's got like she manipulates the world her
She
own way,
does.
and
Damn.
no one quite sure, and it could easily that she's controlling those. Anyway,
Oh, there's a level of depth I didn't expect to get into about this particular episode. I was just focused on the guy being attacked with a knife. So yeah, okay.
don't
But
see.
then moving on from there, as you said, like he gets a note to come and meet someone. And
No,
again, the writing is a bit nicer this time. Oh no, because it's
no,
signed. It's signed.
it's
Mikuru.
it is time Mikuru, yeah.
Yeah,
To meet
that's
him
right.
in the club room at lunchtime.
Yep. To which he does,
Yeah,
and she's there, but she looks different because
very much
he
different.
believes that it might be her sister, her older sister.
Yeah, but no,
Um,
apparently
nope,
not.
no, it was not.
And to prove it, she opens her shirt and shows a mold on her breast. Left breast?
Yeah, she's like, I have a star-shaped mole on my left breast. I didn't know that until you told me, and it's like, and then of course when he gets really super uncomfortable about it,
Yeah.
uh, she's like, oh, because it turns out, of course, that she's not Mikuru that he knows. Well, she is, but she's not the Mikuru from this timeline that's with him now. She's a Mikuru from further in the future that has come back to talk to him, but at the wrong time, it would seem.
Yeah, seems about right for her.
Yeah,
So she's basically shows up, gives him a warning.
the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs warning.
Yeah. So
I think there's something, there's sort of a hint there in that whether we'll see this or not, like I doubt it, because like if the whole thing lasts 6 months, and I think it's clear from the way they talk about this that she's 3, maybe 5, maybe more years older than Mikuru is now.
yeah,
Mikuru is now. That there's some sort of relationship potentially between Kyon and Mikuru, but her sort of parting words, other than her warning, is that maybe you shouldn't get involved with me. Bye.
very much. Yeah, don't get involved with him.
Yeah, and it would seem that he then starts to go down that line of questioning. Is that there was? Oh, I do like that. The return of the that's classified. That's classified. That's classified. She's like, oh, it's been such a while since I've said that. Really? Because it's been like 2 days since I've heard it.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. That's
The,
been a
the
long time to see you. Is what she greeted them with.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I think it's interesting because it sort of brings into that point is that he does realize that even though Mikuru is there now, there is going to be a point, because she's from the future, that she'll return
Yeah,
to the future. But the
yeah.
question then is that if she is that age at that point, I'm curious, like what the what the relationship is like between that, because obviously, like I suppose she has then come from the equivalent difference in years of the future from the one that was there at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it gets kind of interesting because then at what point is she going to then return?
It's,
We,
well,
we know it's not through the run of the series.
well, maybe she's there till the end. Like, and then she comes up to that point, and then you're like, can you make me travel back in time again? Because he has a talk with Yuki after she leaves, because she asked Yuki to leave, and she was like,
Oh yeah.
and Yuki comes back and goes like, oh, you didn't see Mikuru leave, did you? It's like, oh, you mean the older Mikuru from a different timeline? Like, yeah, that's the one.
He's like, so you knew all about that then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I
he
can
asked,
understand that.
and thanks her again for the night before, saving his life.
Yep.
States that she does look better without glasses, and also asks if she can time travel. And she says, no, I can't, but it's relatively easy. Oh, cool. Can you explain it to me? No, I cannot explain it in English.
It cannot be explained.
In English. Plus, you wouldn't understand if you could.
Yeah, I like that. It's sort of like a really not so subtle dig. It's like, yeah, you just don't. Not for you.
Yeah, and he accepts that. He goes, "Oh, that's cool."
He does. To his credit, he does. He's just like, no, you know what? That's fair. Time
Yeah.
travel is maybe a bit beyond me. So
Yeah, so he goes, it's lunchtime, he goes, "Oh crap, I haven't eaten anything, I'm hungry." And goes back to the classroom, then instantly gets shouted at Harry for she was waiting for him so they can eat food together.
yep,
Hence
that's right.
another relationship dig there, possibly.
Yep.
And then she instantly drags him away because she wants to do investigating over the mysterious transfer.
Yep.
And turns out
As you said, he gets dragged away by his collar.
yeah, and turns
which
out
he's sort of all right with.
yeah, turns out she was it was only this morning that the school got notification that she was getting transferred, and they moved to Canada.
Yeah.
Which,
with no possibility to contact them.
yes, handy. It's also should be noted that in episode 7, when we did when the computer student got trapped in that world,
Mm-hmm.
and they were on about the parents living away from home, they also mentioned Canada in that one.
Must just be a go-to.
It might be like, oh, what country can we say that we transfer to? Canada. That's cool. Oh no, wait, South
Yeah,
America.
sure.
Not the States. Hell no.
No. Honduras.
Honduras. Some aye. So yeah, she transferred over to Canada apparently.
Yep.
Little
That's
known
it.
that she doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, don't question it.
Yeah.
Don't question it.
And then the episode ends with basically him still getting dragged around by the collar. That's a strong collar.
That is yep.
A
That is a
strong shirt too.
Yep.
And she goes up to the clubhouse, and it ends with her slamming a note on the club door saying, "SOS Brigade, today's plan, entertain yourselves."
Yeah.
And
I didn't get that.
I think essentially, basically, because she's the boss, she's just basically telling the other people, like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be in. Anita's key on. We're going to investigate."
Oh, fair enough.
Because they're off to, because she's found out where Rico did live, and she's going to go off there to look at that and bring Keon with them.
Can we talk very quickly?
Mhm.
When just to return, because obviously that's like the end of the episode, but there is a point where Haruhi says, "I'm going home."
I'm going home.
After he deletes in quotation marks the photos, she says, "Right, I'm going home." I don't know that I might be wrong. I don't know that she's ever referenced home before.
No, I don't think so.
We've never seen her home.
Yeah, I mean, you've always seen a few people's houses.
Yeah, but in particular for her, we've seen. We know where Mikuru lives.
Do?
Yeah, she lives in that one bedroom place above the stationery, or in the basement of the stationery shop.
Nah, are you sure that's where she's living? Because that essentially was part of the that movie.
I kind of feel like that's. I almost feel like that's legitimate for some reason. But anyway, I think in particular, I find it interesting that we don't know where she lives. She's the main character. We've been to other people's homes. We've never been to her home. And in this instance, she says, "I'm going home," specifically home, which I don't think she's ever said before. I'm probably making more of this than there is, but I found that quite interesting.
Yeah, she does have a home.
Well, Does she? That's the thing. Is that does she? And where is it? Because it could be anything, right?
It's where they control all those alien robots.
Yep.
That's exactly where it
Sounds
is.
right.
Hence why that one malfunctioned and tried to kill Keon.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm just going back up to the astral plane into the clouds to be a data entity.
yeah.
Okay.
No,
So what did you rate this one then?
This is entertaining. I think I would like it more if I watched it in chronological order, in the sense that I'd be following the story a hell of a lot better,
Yep.
and not like 4 episodes after I watched the third part. It's been 4 episodes.
It's 4 episodes.
Yeah, because you had it like the third part, like the first in season episode 3, which will be
Yeah.
is that airing on
Episode.
Thursday?
Yeah, that hasn't aired yet. That will.
At time of recording.
Yeah. Industry secret here. We're now recording episode 5. We have already recorded 3, and 4, but they have not aired yet.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. 3 will go up on Thursday the 20th.
3 days from now. Yeah, that's about right.
And the episode 4 will go up on the 23rd. So yeah, bit of magic there behind the scenes.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
So what do you rate it? What do you give this?
I'm gonna go with an 8. It was an entertaining story. Good sudden change of character and one of the characters that are not part of the main story. Good explanation where she will never appear again.
Yep.
Unlike ghost stories where they just kind of like, oh, these are characters we introduced. Bye. I'll never see you again.
I will give this one an 8 also.
Nice.
I think this was a really good episode. It was very character building. It was super interesting. As you say, hell of dramatic swing. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Really enjoyed it.
Yep, leveling in some intrigue into the next 2 parts of this series.
Yeah.
Well, which will come how many episodes down the line?
Oh, 2 more. This 1 more, and then the last part 5 and 6. We have 1 more episode, and then the next one after that is going to be part 5 and 6.
So we got 2 more episodes to watch first. 4, 5, and 6 come out. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yep. So we're pretty much
next 2 episodes will be The Day of Sagittarius and Live Alive.
Live Alive.
Live Alive.
All right.
And then we'll be at the end of what would have been the first season.
Okay. Live Alive. It's got Live Alive.
No, I don't think so. Live Alive. That's what I have here.
Oh, they actually made it alive, as in ALIVE.
Yeah.
Or species. I think it could be Live Alive because the English language is great.
It's terrible. Or it could be Live Alive.
Alive Alive.
5 Alive.
But 5 Alive. Oh
Yeah.
man, that fruity drink that was in the UK.
That fruit drink. That's the one. Was it elsewhere? That must have been elsewhere, surely.
It might be an American thing. I don't know.
We're all about the having to question whether this is going to appeal to an audience beyond our own walls.
If you print things on the internet, then potentially it will.
Facts.
Well,
so
that's also the reason why you shouldn't share almost nude, scantily clad pictures of people on the internet.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to you.
Yep, don't do it. Just stick them in a folder on your desktop, marked with the name of the person.
Don't even take the photos in the first place. I think is the real lesson here.
Yeah. Well, especially without consent.
Yes. So we'll be back with another 2 episodes, which, as we said, the Day of Sagittarius and Live Alive, Live Alive, Live a Live. Next time, if you are listening to this on Anchor FM or in your podcast feed, thank you very much. As I say, podcast is available at anchor.fm/who's-that-anime. You can just search for us in the search bar as well, and we should appear. We're available on Google Podcast, Overcast. We're available on Apple Podcast, Spotify,
podcasts,
Pocket Cast. Yep, we're available in most places where podcasts are available, and if not, there's an RSS feed as well. We have a Facebook page where we will post some random anime memes sometime and share when the new episodes are available. That is finally facebook.com/who's-that-anime. Managed to get the URL finally. Sometimes we're still trying to figure out about posting videos and things like that, but we will keep everyone up to date, probably through the Facebook page or through the episodes when it eventually happens. Sometimes Colin plays games on twitch.tv/couchfuel.
Yeah.
Been a while though.
That's been about a month now, yeah.
Yeah. But also there is an archive of those videos available on YouTube as well. Under the name Couchfuel, you'll be able to find many a thing from beat 'em ups to horror to really just bad general games.
We never played bad games.
We always did. I always remember back to, there was a particular one that was a shooter by the developer Core where the X button looked like an H. I always remember that because that was a particularly egregious game.
Oh yeah, was that Eden or something it was called?
Yes, it was Eden something. Project Eden, maybe?
Maybe Project Eden, yeah, that was on the PS2.
That's a bad game. That is a bad game.
It's not terrible. Yeah. Never played it again.
You can find footage of that on the YouTube channel for Couchfuel. Sometimes I play horror games on twitch.tv/HailPayman. You can find me. I played a little bit recently of a South Korean horror game called White Day. It was remastered for the PS4, so I'm kind of giving that a go. Seems all right. I'll probably stream some more of that. But beyond that, we would really appreciate it if you can give us a rating. Doesn't need to be leave the comment, whatever. I don't care what the rating is. Give the rating you think is right. 5 stars, of course, very appreciated, but constructive feedback also very much appreciated. We don't have any sponsors. We don't get paid to do any of this. So, ratings help us go up in the algorithm, help people find the podcast. If you have rated and you want another way to help out, share some of the posts on the Facebook page, or maybe even just tell a friend about the show. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's us.
I think so. I think that covers all the sell-in points of the
gubbins, as they say.
The gubbins. Like and share. Click that bell.
Click that bell.
And
bell, yeah.
Like the page and like the like.
Yep. Like the like.
Yep. We'll be doing this for a while. Because once we've done this, are we moving on to something else? Like, was it High School of the Dead you were thinking about?
Potentially. I got I posted about this show in a group recently and got some other really cool suggestions.
Nice.
I'll share those with you.
Okay.
We'll also probably, as seems to be a good, what we've only done once so far, but we'll probably go to a palate cleanser as well, and take an episode off where we can just shoot the shit on a one-off thing for a while before we have to focus back on a series for a while.
Vampire Holmes. We should do the Chibi Fist in the North Star series that they did.
How many episodes is it, and how long is it?
I don't know. I'll have to look into that, but oh man.
Okay, we should talk about that, but we will talk about that. So maybe have that to look forward to. Who knows?
We'll
could be a fun palate cleanser. But until next time, this has been Who's That Anime?
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you later.
See you later, people. Have
Bye,
the fun.
folks.
But
We definitely need an air conditioner.
Clearly, it's not a love letter. All I know is it's requesting my presence at a specific location. Wait a sec. Maybe Taniguchi and Kunikida are playing some kind of joke. Yeah, that's it. That's the most logical possibility. Although, I'd expect more if those two were involved.
Wait, what the heck's that?
What? They're just pictures. They're totally cute shots of Mikuru.
Yeah, I see that. What the hell are you doing with these?
I'm loading them onto the main page of our website. Now we'll get tons of email about cool, weird happenings. Our site will get tens of thousands of hits. The counter will roll so high it'll be nuts. Wonder if the counter even goes that high. Wait! Ah! What are you doing, you idiot?
I'm putting an end to this. If Miss Asahina found out that the entire planet could see pictures of her wearing that maid outfit, in stunning poses I might add, she would pass out on the spot. Haruhi glared at me as I feverishly tried to explain to her why this was such a bad thing. In the end, I don't know if she understood how dangerous it was to put such personal stuff on the internet, where any creep could access it.
Fine, whatever.
She reluctantly agreed to trash it. Now, this would have been the time to delete all the photos once and for all, but it'd be a shame to waste them. There.